Evening once more, everyone. And now we're going to the main manifesto presentation and debate for chairperson position in the person of Sir Chibuzo Obochi. Sir Chibuzo Obochi is hails from Imo State, is a lawyer by profession, is a member of the UK South, and he's friends with Nido. He's been the chairman of that same chapter. I had worked in electoral committee and other areas of Nido, both in the CEC and he was also former legal advisor of CEC and all that. So, Mr. Chibuzo, you're welcome.
Thank you. Thank you.
So I'll take your seat while I introduce our next giant candidate. That is the person of Dr. Johnson Odibo. Dr. Johnson Odibo is a consultant business analyst. He that's from Nido, Swiss. He's from Edo State and has had so many experiences, including being a board member and stake member committee of his chapter. In the recent times, just Mr. Chibuzo and Mr. Odibo have been very active in making sure that this faction of Nido, like we're not going to pretend that we don't know we have a faction, the Harrod faction and this other faction. So they'll make sure that they've been working hard, to see that this faction succeeds and regains the integrity of Nido Europe. So we welcome Mr. Odibo as well as Mr. Chibuzo. And first, they have come up with their manifesto. I will start with Mr. Chibuzo. Can you run through your manifesto? After that, Mr. Odibo, then we take the questions. Thank you very much.
This is 8:45 p.m. We intend to finish take your manifesto for 5 minutes, sir. Thank you.
Yeah, good evening. Okay, yeah, thank you. Good evening, Nigerians. Good evening, fellow diasporans, and good evening, the esteemed voting members of Nido Europe. I appear before you to ask for you to make me the chairman of Nigerians in Diaspora Organization Nido Europe, and by extension, the CEO of this diaspora company. You can see my slide. I start by letting you take a walk with me about my Nido. My Nido started around 2010. I joined Nigerians in Diaspora Organization UK South. In 2015, I became the legal advisor of Nido Europe. I was voted twice for that position. In 2017, I became the chairman of Nigerians in Diaspora Organization UK South. I was also voted twice in that position. It's not about being voted twice. We know the story of Methuselah. He lived 969 years, but no records. But I have a record. And that record, I will give you just a little bit of that record. As a legal advisor, what did I do? The most important document that we use today, the Constitution, I chaired the drafting of it. It was not a constitutional review. It was a drafting of a brand new constitution for Nido. My name remains in that constitution up to date. That is a legacy. And that's leadership. And that's the type of leadership I want us to see going forward. I also became the chairman of Nido UK South. Let's look at the records. Today in Nido Europe, there's one flagship program. Within and for Nigeria. I initiated that program. That is legacy. That's what you do as a leader, someone that lives after you. It's not about being 2 times chairman, and at the end of it, there's no record. It's about being a chairman and leaving a record. Let's look at other records. I insisted on the use of Abuja time. All over, not only in Nido Europe or in Nido UK South. I make sure when we attend the Nido worldwide meetings, I insist we must use Abuja time. because we all know what Abuja time is. That's a legacy, and my name is on it. We all know the motto of Nido. Some of the new members might not know the motto of Nido. The motto of Nido is in pursuit of national development. Guess what? I changed the word national and moved it to in pursuit of homeland development. Most people do that today. We all say in pursuit of homeland development. Who changed that phrase? Who coined that phrase? I did. That's legacy. And that's what a leader is made of. Little things like rebranding. I rebranded Nido. I have a muffler, a scarf. We all know the scarf. I don't know if you can see it. This scarf, I commissioned this scarf. When I did commission this scarf, I did not put Nido UK South on it. I made it Nido because I had a global vision of Nido. That is my legacy. That is my work with Nido. But that is in the past. Let's keep it. It's in the past. Let's look at today. Let's look going forward. I've mentioned things that my names are on it, but it's no longer about my Nido now. It is about our Nido. Where do we go from here? Look at the diaspora company, the slide that appears before you. Where do we start? Let's start from, we've heard the legal advisor talk about honorable ambassadors. It seems he read my mind. Look at the left-hand side, or maybe the right-hand side of you, see why I have honorary ambassadors. This was a concept that I developed when I was in Nido UK South. We have ambassadors to all Nido chapters, and we had ambassadors to all states in Nigeria. These ambassadors would replicate in Nido. We also have the EU officer have said something. I know we ask questions, what have the EU done? The EU officer done nothing. But guess what? We have the diaspora binational projects that, you look at my slide, that would fall under the portfolio of the EU director. Binational is that each Nido chapter will have a project that will link and liaise with Nigeria. And apart from that, there's some low-hanging fruits that we'll definitely get. A chapter like Irish chapter will celebrate St. Patrick's Day with the Irish nationals in Nigeria. In Nigeria, we'll liaise with them. We'll go to the Irish embassy.
You have 30 seconds left, but you can finish this because I'm from the island chapter. Thank you.
Thank you for that. But you can see the projects. So my leadership is about project-oriented. Can I just go to the next slide? You can see a lot of things. We have a microfinance bank. We are going to have Nigerians in diaspora microfinance bank. We are going to do it. We have the life insurance. We are going to do it. I'm already thinking forward. And you can see, I already have some logos and some ideas about it.
Thank you, sir. Your time is actually up, unless, of
No,
course...
it was not. You just said 2 minutes, and it's not yet 2 minutes.
No, you had 30 seconds, sir. 30 seconds.
Okay, let me just round up.
Unless, of course, people are ready, unless we're ready to stay here for the chairman. If we all agree, then we can add 3 minutes.
Let me use the 1 minute to round up my.
Yeah, but I think the chairman deserves a little more minutes, please.
Yeah.
Relax the
Okay,
time.
sir.
I agree.
Okay.
I agree.
3 more minutes for you, sir.
Allow him.
Yeah,
Thank
these are
you, sir.
critical positions. So.
Okay.
Thank you.
Yeah, the chairman. We will also give the other person the same time.
Thank you, the voting members of Nigerians in diaspora. You made your stay and you've given me 2 more minutes. I'll summarize in that my manifesto, each of those projects you've seen has a concept notes. But those concept notes is just a tip of the iceberg. I'm not going to rely on them. What do we do? Every fortnight, every Thursday, 7 to 9 p.m., we'll have what we call Nido Europe project workshops. You don't have to attend it, but those who are interested in that particular workshop should attend. Look at the logos I've already produced. For example, we have the microfinance bank logo. We'll produce about 10 or 20 of it, and you will choose which of the logos that we use going forward. I've already conceptualized what we call the Nigerians in diaspora integrity mark. Those marks will be given to businesses and organizations that we are endorsing. Once you see that mark in an organization's logo, in an organization flyer, you know that diaspora friendly. You know that part of us. We are going to rebrand Nido, believe me. Look at the ID cards. that we already had. Nido UK South had an ID card. Now we are not going to use physical ID cards. We are going to use digital ID cards. And that's why the IT director comes in. You heard the IT director talk about database. He's going to head this part. We talk about the Wikipedia projects. So there are a lot of projects, but I don't know all. So what do we do every Thursday is for us to engage, debate, decide, and deliver. We deliver together. It's no longer my Nido. Remember when I said my Nido, now it's our Nido. It's our organization. Where do we go? No project will be mine. It will be our project, and we'll all sit down every Thursday, every other Thursday, meet, discuss, debate, and achieve it. And I put the last thing on that slide, which is the KPIs. We don't do anything without evaluating it. We must evaluate, we must analyze, we must streamline, we must continuously improve whatever we do. And that's why I put the KPIs there. And look at all these things, my picture is not there. I did not put my picture. It's not about me, it's about us, it's about Nido. And make me a CEO, and from the 4th of May, you begin to see the wonderful things Nido can do. The rebranding. You enter Nigerian airport, and the first thing you see, welcome to Nigeria by Nigerians in Diaspora Organization, Nido Europe. That is us, and we are going to make it happen together. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Sir Chibuzo. And please, for all of you intending to ask questions, hold on. I need to bring Dr. Dibo in so that he has also a presentation to make his manifesto.
Exactly. So I can share my slide if you make me co-host.
So you can share your slide, or
Just share your slide and see.
Okay.
Did you send us your slide?
No, it's good. I
No.
think I can share it from here.
Okay.
Can everyone see my slide?
Not yet. I'm not seeing. Okay, now coming up.
Okay.
So in all, I think you have about 8 minutes.
Exactly. Thank you so much. First of all Nigerians, to introduce myself, I've been in Switzerland. I'm in the finance world for over 25 years, but in total, starting if you have to add Nestle, so it's about 30 years. So I've been in Switzerland or more than 30 years altogether. I am a doer. I just don't speak. I started working for Nido even before I joined Nido, starting an IT school in the early 2000s, educating Nigerians. There are a lot of Nigerians in Switzerland today that have started their future, their career, just because of the help I did. There are a lot of issues, even people who are not registered in Nido, that are even jumping to really do things for. So it's not about just being Nido, to be member, to be chairman. It's not about that. What can you contribute to elevate, the status of Nigerians? And that's what we do. And if I just tell you this, that even the last AGM as an example, to tell you what the quality of leadership is in Switzerland, 2022, in Italy, everybody can testify to that. Bacicola, the then chairman, didn't even get a visa because there was no respect for Nido by the authority, just because of racial sanctions. And in 2023 in Switzerland, he was physically in Switzerland. Why? Because Switzerland applied to both Moscow, Azerbaijan, Ireland, everywhere. And even in Nigeria, Abuja, Swiss embassy, every person got a visa and they were here. And in 2024, I heard that even the makeshift fake elections in Greece, Obashkola was not there. So what happened? 2022 no visa, 2023 visa, and 2024 visa. It just shows the credibility of Nido leadership that the authorities respect, and this is why I come in. So why am I placing this slide before you today? Sorry, before I carry on, there was a video where I stepped on toes. I just want to correct an impression that it was misrepresented. It wasn't what I wanted. Actually, I was referring to Nido Europe, Nido UK South as a problem chapter just because of Harold, you know what? So he is the problem person, just because he's from UK South. So apologies for those toes I stepped on. So now let me continue with my presentation. And here, if you look at the slide here, the very next slide, I'm just going to run through them. You see, where are we today? Of course, we are in a crisis situation. It didn't just start today, not even last year, even the years before. It's always fighting. So, but where do we want to go to? Where do we want to be? And how can we get there? This is where I want to present to you. So now, if you look at these slides, I will skip this. This is just all about, but if you think of Nigeria, think about how Nido can impact. Look at these blue boxes, the blue circles, the green and the red. 3%, the old people, this old generation, non-computer savvy, they are the ones running and driving the affairs of Nigeria. And the youth, what are they doing? Schools today, little wonder you have things, bad advice to those ruling or the ruling class in Nigeria, just ill advised by people who don't know. They can do whatever to do, budget to allocate to education. Why? Because people don't even know what it means. That they don't know if we invest in the youth today is going to, I mean, the reward is going to be reaped by Nigeria. So this is exactly what I want to talk about. I will skip some slides here. Let me skip this. Here we hear quite a lot of things. A lot of people don't join IDO today. A lot of youths, the Gen Zs, are running away. Why? Because it's not attractive. So now, when you hear all this negative news, the question is: should I remain in IDO? Should I do more? What should I do? And so on and so forth. But it's the critical decision that we have got into. And then the next slide talks about why I come in. Because if you look at all the negative slides, the previous slides I showed to you, you will see it's all negative. All negative. Let's be realistic with ourselves. Are we truly happy with the NIDO of today? And I'm very sure your answer is as good as mine. No, we want to change. This is why I come in here. Otherwise, for me, I'm really made up. I don't need NIDO to feed me. I don't need the government for. I'm not needed. I was a director of global emerging markets, so I really don't need anything. I'm really well to do. But when you see people suffering, just the same way I see Nigerians doing drugs here in Switzerland, I was spending 25,000 of my own money, my own cash, to run an IT school for people every year, and I did it for 8 years before I closed it down. And that's how I was known by the state and so on and so forth, and a lot of things happened. This is me. I want to work. I'm a doer. I just don't talk. So this is why I'm committed to driving the change. Look at corruption in Nigeria. All the youth, nobody, they don't want to work. They just want quick money. That's why I drew this ship. With the diamond, you won't find it anywhere. Not a stolen picture. That's my own creation. With the diamond, because everybody's after the wealth of Nigeria. But the country is dying. And we in the diaspora, what are we doing? So, I mean, we are still above water. So that's why I created this next slide that we must be united, because for us to be able to make an impact, if I look at the vice chair talking about, unity, and I like why she talked about NIDCOM, NITO, there are two organizations and so on. Before we start talking about NIDCOM, let's put our house in order. And this is what I'm really out for. That's why all these slides, I sent it to TC chairman. You can send it to everybody later. It's in PDF, the one I sent to you. So please, I offer myself, and my 5-point agenda is simple: mindset transformation and unity, strategic development, combating corruption, education for the future, and diaspora synergy, how we can synergize across all chapters. And this is what I have in the slides here: unity and mindset formation, focusing on unity and changing mindset of our fellow Nigerians and the way we think. Mindset, people get and so on. And then the strategic development is planning for growth, advocacy for strategic thinking, long-term thinking. Getting people away from this get rich quickly or short-term gratifications. They don't make sense. And this is why our brother, I still call him our brother, will still have to make and really bring them all to unite and unite the family as a family. That's why he broke away, because he was looking at really short-term gains, which never made sense, and it didn't help the organization at all. So again, I'll just speak through this. Education for the future, I mean, educate to elevate, mean to prioritize initiatives. Now, you look at every time, let me talk about this 1 week for Nigerians in diaspora. If I sincerely ask us, every 1 week we go to Nigeria, we spend 1 week, we burn our money, what do we come back with? We listen to beautiful talks. What impact has it had on Nido? We are just going in circles. I want to see results. So this is what I believe in. So let us strengthen. And then the last part is synergy, diaspora synergy, is to united impact. What I mean by that, we have to collaborate with chapters like myself and Ireland. When I was my first tenure in office, we did a project with Nido Ireland with Honorable Vire on how voters on a possibility for diasporans to vote. And it was well welcome. Beke Dabiri and some of these senators in diaspora and the House of Reps, they attended. This is what we need to be educating people and working with different chapters, collaborating in initiatives that make sense, not just jumping and doing everything and not achieving anything. So now, having said that, the last is you might ask me, Johnson, how are you going to execute these strategies? It is simple. From day one, when I'm voted into office, my strategies are simple. I target the population, the leadership, both from presidency. Abike Dabiri will be a good contact. Now, instead of looking at Abike Dabiri as though she has done that, always been critical. Work with the people you know have the keys. And I also have a lot of friends, even governors, senators, from even parties that can link me to maybe spokesperson in the presidency that will allow me at least get funding for Nido to approach some of the projects and design some of the initiatives. And then some of the initiatives at the bottom left, right corner, in the orange box there, you see it could be awareness campaign, it could even be project financing or advisory services advising the government on what to do. And we go through in circles like the Deming circle, measuring the impact and then refining them as we go along. Details of this will come on because of time. So now, after I get in, what do I do? What are my planned activities? First of all, from the
1 minute left.
one first box here, you see meeting my ESCO. The next box here is out meeting the BOT, presenting what strategy. Because we have to work together, pulling everybody together to make sure we reach our goals. And lastly, is the timelines to achieve all this. Starting from the 4th of May, this is what I want to. That's pulling my ESCOs, meeting with my CEC, and holding meetings with BOT. I have a timeline. The other boxes are empty because I cannot do it alone. I have to pull everybody together to really see how to fill the other boxes. On the box front, you can look at the whole timelines. This
30
is
seconds, sir.
yes. And then lastly, my closing is together we can rebrand and ignite a bold new chapter for Nido Europe, a vibrant home for great minds and the great Gen Z, great minds and the Gen Z generation. A Nido where unity, accountability, and integrity are not just ideals, but the foundation of everything we do. Let's shape a future we're proud of, and that starts with your vote for me. Words may lie, but actions will always tell the truth. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Dr. Debo. And we go back to those that the timekeeper has selected to ask questions. And we're going to also include some other people because I saw some hands up. So I think I crave your indulgence and I plead we extend this meeting to with 30 minutes. So we're going instead of 10 o'clock, we're supposed to leave here. We can be leaving maybe in the next 30 minutes or 1 hour, as the case may be. So now there's an extension. Um, the first question, I want the questions free from partiality. I want the questions in all honor to be asked in all honesty to both candidates. If possible, articulate your questions so because they're all vying for same position, so that it will give the same meaning to the question you're asking both candidates. So that their answers is what we're going to take, but the questions are going to be same. Okay, so and how we're going to do it, we can start with um, Sir Chibuzon now. Then the second question we start with Dr. John Odibo. So in that way we can have a balance. Okay, so Joyce, who do you have on your list?
So on my list here, I have Mr. Peter Ebelewe, who had his hand up. We have Mr. Bims, we have Mr. Ike, Mr. Ben, Mrs. Vari, Mrs. Nikki, Honorable Isa, Honorable Ralph, Mrs. Victoria, Honorable Saro, Honorable Albashi, Honorable Henry, Honorable Laura, and we have High Chief. So we have all this, but in
Okay. Let's start with Ralph. Then
Okay.
we go to Pastor Bashi.
Please 1 minute or 30 seconds if you can ask the question so that we can take
Yeah,
it.
start
Thank
with Barrister Ralph. Then
Sorry, observation, please. Will you look at the question put on the chat?
yes, we will. We
Okay,
will.
thank you.
Thank you. Yeah, well, thank you.
Thank you very much. Good evening, fellow distinguished members of Nido Europe. Thank you very much, Honorable Vivian, the Electoral Committee, and our transition committee as well. All protocols, standing on all existing protocols. My decision is first and foremost to say a very big thank you and congratulations to the two NIDO chairmanship aspirants, the candidates anyway. So you've all done a very great presentation. The question I wanted to ask, because when I listened to all the presentations here, I mean it's very inspiring. No doubt that things are going to be happening in NIDO, and exciting things are going to be coming up. So Sir Chibuzor, I heard you mention, really a couple of projects, and I'm interested in, the microfinance bank. It would be nice. I mean, how do you think that this such a really, really very, very powerful, project could be, started, financially? How is going to be? How is it going to be to get a financial backup? Really to start off as such a microfinance bank. And then to Dr. Rodipo, I had you, and from your, really from your presentation, you mentioned that, one of your listen was education, educate to elevate. Okay, so and you talked about investment, in trainings and everything. Don't you think that this investment in educating Nigerians, so I guess you mean this back home. Where are you going to get the money? Even though I think I heard you mention you would source, discuss with the presidency and get some money. What um, plans do you have really to raise such funds to get into such activities that the government, that's probably the reserve of the government in any case, in terms of educating the people? How do you hope to invest? And how do you hope to, really not that NIDO can make such money to be able to, carry out such a laudable, project?
Thank you, Barrister Raf.
Thank
You
you.
have exceeded our 1 minute for this question. And
Thank you.
please, I don't know who wants to go first, Dr. Dibo or Sir Oboch. You both have different questions, but similar to your presentation.
I don't mind going first. The next question you can go first.
Yeah.
Why I want to go first is first I want to join him in apologizing to Nido UK South to accept his apologies for what he did. And I also want to go first because I want to also ask him if he will apologize to the EC for not sending his slides to the EC and for also using more than 2 slides. When the directions and the guideline was clear, send 2 slides to EC and use 2 slides for your presentation.
You have 2 minutes to respond.
No, I have to address that because I just need to ask.
We're actually
using your time.
The microfinance bank. Remember, in my presentation, I made mention of the microfinance bank. I said every other Thursday we'll meet, decide, engage, debate, decide, and deliver. I have a proposal, I have a concept note for the microfinance bank. It's not an ordinary microfinance bank the way you see it. You will put 1,000 naira or 1,000 pounds into it, which is about 1 million naira, and you will ring fence that money to a particular sector, to a particular community. I can decide to sponsor, to put my money somewhere in a Jegunle, and all the community people, they can borrow that money, soft loans to small businesses, those who sell banana, granules, those people will be the ones accessing those loans. To start a microfinance bank in Nigeria is about 50 million naira for one area. And if we want to go national, it should be about 2 billion naira. We can raise that money because we have counterpart donations. Once the aspirants are able to raise 1,000 pounds, we'll get counterpart funding from donors that will match that money. But why wouldn't you be able to put 1,000 pounds or 1,000 euro into a microfinance bank that belongs to you? It's your money. It's your bank. It belongs to all of us. Ring fence it to your community and use that money to give soft loans to people in your community. And at the same time, having a fund manager that will be the one managing that money for you in your community. You have 500 members of Nido. Let's say we put each 1,000 pounds. No, you won't use your money to send money to my village. Then mine will be in my village for the sectors that I want. We'll debate during the workshop. We'll make it better. We'll use one of those logos and we'll get it done. Recently, the TBN talked about diaspora bank and all those things. It will come into play. Please, if you are interested in microfinance bank, the way I'm looking at it, come and join me every other Thursday while we discuss each and every of these projects. Every project we'll debate, we'll engage, we'll decide, and we'll deliver it. But I have the concept notes for each and every one of it. Thank you.
Thank you,
Thank
sir.
you. Okay, Mr. Debo.
Thank you. Okay,
Dr.
thank you.
Debo, sorry. It's not
Yes.
easy to play doctor.
No, it's okay. You can even call me Johnson. It's okay.
No, it's
The
okay.
name doesn't matter. It's actually what one can deliver. That's
No,
also
the
right.
title is what you got.
And
Sorry.
my colleague or my competitor, I would say, and my brother and friend, Honorable Bochi, I respect you. Thank you for the also as reiterating my apology to Naito UK South. That's really great from you. And I would also formally apologize to the EC. I think I was slow at sending my presentation, and I just didn't take cognizance of the fact that I needed 2 slides. Fine. Honorable Barrister Ralph, thank you very much for your question. It's always I really love this question because a lot of us a lot of us will make plans, and that's the problem I have with Nido. We keep making plans in the air, building castles in the air. Even past, if you go back to 10 years, we want to do this, we want to do all it. And the best thing we have done for Nido is to sink boreholes in Nigeria. We should be very ashamed. And we are happy we go to Nigeria to sink boreholes. And where pipe-borne water is the right of every citizen. So we just help cement what the ruling class is doing against the citizens, not able to provide light or pipe-borne water. We, as NIDO from the diaspora, should be able to advise, be pressure group, but because we are not respected, this is why we need to change that narrative, bring NIDO to a level of respect, of significance, and then they will know that, yes, this is an organization. So now, to your question, you were asking, how do we get the money? First of all, don't forget that Swiss government, it was in Switzerland here that the Swiss government gave a project, one DVTI project, to educate people who were not, never went to school, learning hard work in vocational education, 1.43 million Swiss francs. It was a joint project, but that project again, because people didn't have the qualification or the skills to run the project they messed it up. After they have squandered about 360,000 Swiss francs, we are talking about nearly $400,000 or 400,000 euros. The project was cancelled by the Swiss government. So when you hear this kind of thing, it really makes me mad. That's why I say, okay, there are projects. And two, UBS, I work with UBS. We had an Optimum Foundation that financed projects in poor country, third world nations, and they just pump money into it, even from the UN. Or Basaki that just left. In its IT, there is one of the villages that a project, they built a library and a tech center that was financed by a Swiss company. And they even a sister, a NIDO member from us in Switzerland, you can check it, Inside Africa Swiss, or this integration, she's Rita Kobler. She runs a project which she built in Kumbi in Nigeria, sponsored by Swiss people, men and women who are ready to finance if they find credible people to run the project. But for NIDO, they will shy away because they think NIDO is just a bang or a gathering of people who are not serious. That's why we really need to change leadership of NIDO. And this girl built a school with over 300 students, over 300. Ask Abike Dabiri. We had the Abike Dabiri was there. Even she wanted the governor for your state also to go and open the school. They had a big session to open the school, free of charge, built by people. So when you ask me where do I get the money, there are so many avenues. And don't forget, I come from the finance world. We can raise funds to do this. It's very easy. How much do you think we spent for our AGM in Switzerland? We spent nearly 30,000 Swiss francs or nearly 30,000 euros. How did you think the money came? This is raising fund. When they find credible leadership, then they will be ready to cough out their money because they entrust it in people they can trust the money with. And that's why I come in. Thank you. I hope I answered your question.
Thank you, sir.
Okay, we take
Thank you.
question
Thank
from
you very much, Todibo.
the next person. We're going to take this
Peter's hand was up.
Honorable High Chief Tony Nwalibe. Those who have not asked question before.
Okay, yes, he has not asked question before.
So we take it. So we take like
Sir, you have 1 minute or less to ask your question. Thank you,
two
sir.
questions, one for Dr. Dibo, one for Sir Chibuzo.
Good evening, everyone.
Yeah.
My name is Honorable High Chief Walibe. I'm from Switzerland. My question is not much. It's only because the two candidates are credible, and my concern is that, like Dr. Odibo and Barrister Chibuzo. My question is now: what if you lose the election? Will you able to give this support with those projects and all this promise that you promised to Nido? Will
Beautiful
you
question.
will you still make sure that those promises and those agenda that you have to Nido will be also possible to achieve? That's my question. Thank you.
Okay, we start with Dr. Dibo.
You see, what I promised, those are achievable. That's why, I was really forcing to do my slide because when I talk, I come from the corporate finance world, and when it comes to compliance and all that, I like to have things on paper so that people can hold me to it to say yes, and then I like to follow through. So these are strategic steps. Even the timelines that I gave, you can see it's credible. It's plausible as well. To really see that I already have strategy steps in place to achieve my goals. Otherwise, I wouldn't do them. Like now, I could tell you today, I'm going to open up a bank account or I'm going to do this. But look, the NIDO we are talking about today, as shameful as it is, we don't even have a bank account. You know, when in 2019, this whole situation was happening in Switzerland, we had to do a complete transformation in Switzerland. The first thing I did was to open a bank account that nobody had access. We didn't even have an ATM card. Everything is done online because I don't want my reputation is of paramount importance to me. I wouldn't want anybody to say, "Oh, Naido spent, we couldn't account for this, even 10 naira or 10 Swiss francs or everything goes online." That if you pull out the whole account details, you find everything. That is the number one thing. And every other thing, we will follow suit, and the database we are talking about as well. If I ask us today, how many Nigerians do we have? And I think this is what Abike Dabiri, or maybe people, even your embassy must have been asked, how many Nigerians do we have in Europe? We don't even have the numbers. But if we have a database, and that's why I like our IT officer that hopefully we're going to work with, and my vice president, I really like this charismatic, wonderful lady, really sharp, that we can really get all our acts together to really work. And it's that everyone, even including the EU officer, I wouldn't want us to start criticizing people. People have opportunity to learn. I learned on my own. I like learning. So give chance to people to learn. We work as a team, and we fail as a team. We win as a team. We grow Nido as a team. Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you very much. Sir Chibuzo, can you still remember the question, or you want him to?
Yeah, no, I do remember the question, and I
Okay.
thank for that question. I have about 20, I have 27 pages document that comprises of these projects. Remember, my theme of my campaign is about project oriented. So I have a document that if in any case it will be provided to Nido, I already have logos, sample logos, not all accepted, but these are to show my preparedness to lead Nido to that next generation. And we're going to do it. So be rest assured, the document I prepared for Nido belongs to Nido. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much.
We have we have Honorable
Can I
Vicky,
call
we have Honorable Ire, Honorable Ben. I think we
let
can
me
just
call on my chairperson and Honorable Anita to ask her question. This is the first question she will ask.
1 minute, madam. Thank you.
Good evening, everybody. It's really a pleasure to be in presence of everyone. I want to say big congratulations to everybody who have indicated interest to serve, and also to our two amiable presidential candidates. I want to say well done. My, I don't know if this is a question or a concern. I'm hearing a lot of I here. I will do this. I have designed that. I have this connection. I'm not hearing any strategy on how the source of power, which is the chapters, how they will be incorporated, you know, in building the European force. Because I still think you guys forget that without the chapters, you're nothing. And that one of the things that got Obashikola to where he is today. Please, I don't know if there's going to be, if you guys are planning to say it sometime during this evening. How do you intend to harness the chapters, their power? How do you intend to incorporate them, to bring a stronger European Union? I'm really very sorry, not happy with this that I'm hearing. I'm not hearing anything about the chapters. Please, can you further educate us how you're going to carry the chapters along? Thank you.
Okay, Mr. Chibuza, can you please answer?
Okay, yeah, thank you for that question. Membership undoubtedly belongs to the chapter. I'll make that clear from the beginning. I've talked about, for example, the binational project, which appeared in my slide. It's a chapter-led project. I've talked about having workshops every other Thursday. That is for all of us. Everything I've said, I've made clear when I introduced my manifesto to say the past was what I did. The future is what we will do. And with membership belonging to the chapter, we have no right to go to any chapter to intervene. Chapters will work together. We will work together with chapters and we'll deliver together. It's about collective responsibility. And believe me, every other Thursday, we should gather and get one and each of those projects, debate on it, decide, and then allow us to implement it. Implementing it doesn't mean the CAC will implement it. Some of those projects will be directly implemented by the chapters. Some will be implemented by CAC members. Some will be implemented by the BOT. So it all depends on the particular project and how we want to deliver it. For example, we cannot talk about the binational projects and expect the CAC to implement it when it will be, for example, the Irish chapter engaging with Irish nationals in Nigeria. It will definitely be led by the chapter. So that's just an example of what we're looking at. And chapters is where we belong. I also belong to a chapter, and I'm loyal to that chapter as well. But as a CEC chair, I will definitely carry all chapters along. I will even attend all the AGMs if given the opportunity, because most of things now are remotely. So chapters are our backbone and they are our foundation, and everything will be led from the chapter. Thank you.
Okay, Dr. Debo, can you please give an insight to that question, please?
Yes, please. To answer the question, I'd just like to share, just allow me share this, please. Because I like to show really that what Honorable Anita, I hope you can all see my slide. This slide I did from the time of a bachelor. This is what I've been clamoring for, to carry chapters along. And if you look at one of the slides I shared before with the airplane, on how to involve the chapters, I did show with the airplane that I will meet with the CEC and then get the BOT. BOT is actually CEC and the chapter chairs, but the chapter chairs will come with actually objectives and goals of Nido, 1 to 5. Depending on how large the chapter is, they can have more goals, more ambitions, more projects that they want to drive. They will bring it to the CEC. And the CEC doesn't just push projects down the chapter's throat or push initiatives out from Nido, but it will be initiatives from all chapters. So this slide is common. So every chapter has a chance to bring, if it's a small chapter, it's only one project, fine. If it's 3, if it's 5, we pick them, put them together, and then the CEC and the BOT, they decide which of the projects we want to work on. And so the chapters will feel involved in any decision that the CEC comes out with any project, and you will see maximum participation. This is just my approach, which I talked about strategy. So thank you very much, Honorable Anita, for that. That's a very brilliant question. So there is no CEC overriding chapters. Everything must come from the chapter. Chapters must decide because the chapters make us membership belong to the chapters. Without the chapter, the CEC is dead. So this is something I just want to re-echo. I hope I answered your question. I will stop sharing. It's in the PDF, which yeah you can have. It's just
Thank
one of
you
the
very much.
appendix slides.
Thank you very much, Dr. Dibo and Sachibozo. And I have to say to all of us, because if we continue to listen and continue to ask questions, we're going to be here till 12 midnight. So, what I would suggest is you can share the slides with us, and people can also ask questions on their platforms, and you have a right to answer those questions between now and Thursday. So, if there's something, if you didn't get an opportunity to ask your question tonight, you go back to any of the Nido platforms. Their flyers are there, everything you've seen, their faces and all that. Whatever question you want, if you want to direct it to both of them, all well and good. But if it's just for one person, just mention the person, ask the question, and I'm sure one of these gentlemen will come back to you with a response. Thank you very much. So we take only two more questions and we'll call it a day.
Moderator, please. I have been raising up my hand for a very long time.
Uh, sorry, what's the name?
My name is Peter Ebelege. For a very long time.
You know, you are also a also a candidate. You've asked questions before, you presented. We also have to give other people an opportunity to speak, okay?
Yeah, I want to know those I want to work with. That is my concern.
Okay, beautiful. That's okay. Ask them now.
Okay. Thank you very much, the two honorable proposed chairmen. You've spoken well, and two of you are vibrant. But can I tell you something? I am not convinced at all. The reason why I'm not convinced, because I'm a Nigerian and because I have been in Nido for about 12 years, I have seen the bad, the good, and the ugly of Nido. The chairman before us, they spoke more than this. They promised more than this. At the end of the day, what we see is to have a gang up of loyalists that sing their praises. The first thing I want you to assure us here, you will promise us that you are not going to have a gang up of loyalists that will be singing your praises, even if you are doing wrong. That is number one. The second one is that, how are you going to prove to us, or no, let me put it like this. In your first 4 months, tell us one thing that we are going to hold you accountable for your inability to do it. Because you have spoken so much, two of you are vibrant, but I'm not convinced at all because of bad experience. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Mr. Peter Epilogbe. And so we'll start with Dr. Dibo. Dr. Dibo, what are you going to do in the first 4 months? What are we going to hold you accountable for if you don't do it? That's what I understand from that question.
Thank you, Mr. Chief Ebelege. I really appreciate the question. Listen, the first 4 months is really critical. You see the timelines, that I put in there. That means within the first 4 months, I'm going to have, even the first week, I'm going to call an emergency CAC meeting of all the elected officers to see how we can co-opt or find people who are interested to co-opt them into those open rules. That's number one, because you cannot go forward without having a financial secretary or a general secretary. I mean, tell me I'm wrong. Because you just cannot move. We need to get our acts together. Two, within this time, we need an account, a bank account, and we cannot set up a bank account without a financial secretary. I don't know if I'm making sense. So those are things I want to follow. We need to have a proper foundation before we set the ball rolling. And then three, we start meeting with the BOT chapter chairs, because these people are very important. I also call a meeting of the BOT. That's going to happen within the first 1 month. That means the CAC, setting up accounts, calling the BOT, presenting all the strategies and steps to them because they have to apply. I'm not going to be running alone with the CEC. It doesn't work. Everybody has to be part of the decision making of the next steps. And if you want, my past records will prove me. I've told you, I mean, all my years in the financial industry, I was two-time chairman of Switzerland. And you can see the transformation in Switzerland, digitalized. If somebody is wanting to vote now, you say, when did you register? We can even call the exact day, the time, and even the minute he registered in that because we have a database. And these are the things we also want to do with my ESCO. We all and the chapter chairs, because they all have to agree that we have a Nido Europe database that keeps record of and tracks everything. So you don't have all these election arguments here of, oh, I'm 1 year, I'm qualified, I'm not qualified. You know, so those are things I want to do. So those are the things with my timelines, which is in the slide, which I will share. You can look through the timelines. And those spaces that are there, I will fill it up with based on meetings with the CEC, the ESCO, and the BOT coming from the chapter chairs. Thank you. I hope I answered your question.
Okay, Sir Chibuzo.
Yeah, can you?
Sir Chibuzo.
Yeah, can you hear me?
No, you're frozen from what I'm saying.
But can you hear me?
Is that Sir Chibuzo?
Yes, we can hear you.
We can hear him.
Oh, sorry, it seems okay, I'm frozen, but that's fine. If you can hear me.
Okay, I can hear you now, yeah.
Okay, the voice will do. Okay, I somehow disagree with my very good friend, Dr. Johnson, that we cannot operate without secretary or without the financial secretary. Day one, we create a WhatsApp group that.
Excuse me, Sir Chibuzo, if I go back to it, you were asked a question, and the question is in his response that he made a statement you're disagreeing with. And I'm sure the person who asked that question would like to know what you would do in your first 4 months. And if you don't do it, what is it that you can say, hold me accountable if I don't do it? So that's where we start from. Then you can navigate to what your opponent said, if you don't mind. I think he's having some issues with his network.
Sir, we can come back to that. Maybe we'll take the next question if you don't mind.
That means he will be the one taking questions.
Sorry?
He will be the only one taking questions now.
Oh, okay, I understand.
Yeah,
I think we can see him now.
Am I back on?
He's back. We can hear you, sir.
Yeah, if we always say the devil is a liar, but that's fine. Let me go back to answering the question. I think one of the first questions was that he doesn't believe what we're saying. I gave an example of this. When I designed this, I made it global. I did not put Nido UK South in it. It was Nido. That's a global thinking. So you have to trust me. When the idea of a week in Nigeria came in place, it was not a Nido UK South only idea. It's now a flagship program. So trust us to get it right and trust me. And a week in Nigeria will now progress to a diaspora month, which we are going to lobby for us to have a diaspora month. You will decide if that month will be in January, February, July, or when. So when we put a proposal for diaspora month and the bill comes up, you'll be the one to decide. Coming to my day one activity or first 100 days, which is a normal cliche, day one, I'll set up a WhatsApp group. Our CEC will be in it, and the BOT also WhatsApp group will be there. I've just heard some of the contestants talk about filling in other positions. They don't have to fill it in automatically. They might just, for the time being, act as an acting general secretary and acting financial, just for a few days until we bring all our acts together. So we begin to work from day one. And what else will I do in the next few days? We begin to contact the chapters. We begin to have relationship with chapters. The BOT meetings begin to take place. And then remember, every other Thursday, have a workshop. Those workshops will determine what we do with regards to projects. So each project, the microfinance bank project, maybe we'll say is the first Thursday after we take over, or the next first Thursday in the first month, and then fortnight later, the diaspora month. We debate that. The next Thursday, we go for the insurance, life insurance, where you get something back for being a member of Nido. With an ID card, we'll go for the next Thursday. So this is already, I've just given you my pledge and my promise that we'll be having every other Thursday projects workshop for Nigeria
Okay.
and diaspora.
I think our time is up. Yeah, I
your
think your
time
time
is
is
up.
up. Yeah. Thank you so much for that.
Moderator, the
I
only
am
one question was
so
answered.
I am so impressed with the last person
Sorry,
that
moderator, I think so. Someone is talking. I didn't hear that.
Yeah, please. I asked two questions. The second one was answered well by the two participants, but the first one wasn't answered.
What's your first question?
The first one is that.
Excuse me, and come to think of it, you got a chance for two questions.
Yeah, I have the two questions, but when answered one.
Very sorry. Point of order. So I would like to call a point of order right now. Please, let's be very considerate. You are going to be in CEC in future. And one of the things you have to learn is to feel the heartbeat of the people. You have gotten many chances to speak. Let people who haven't spoken speak, please. Point of order. Thank you.
Order support it, please.
Thank you.
Very much.
Thank
I
you very
think
much.
Mr. Pastor Peter, please yield for others to speak. Thank you, with all due respect.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you for coming to my Savior, for being my Savior, for coming to save me. Yeah, who else that we're gonna call here now?
Can I say something?
Honorable Beams, can you ask your question?
Is Honorable Beams here, please? Can you unmute and ask your question?
If it's not, Pastor Bashi, can you ask your question? If you're still here with us.
Thank you. Quick one. First, congratulations to the two contestants. Very good presentation. My chiefest concern is this. You all have great ideas. You want to do a lot of things. But a house divided itself cannot stand. Right now, I'm happy the moderator mentioned the fact that, Nido is fractured. And I don't know if that's a priority. And I had one of the contestants talk about unity and all of that. The other, obviously, perhaps to deliver on the projects, there wasn't much of that. I believe that without unity, not much can be achieved. Do you have a strategy? And how is your conflict resolution skills in terms of the ability? Or are we just going to continue with just the factions? And then the second thing is, I pray all goes well with the election. But peradventure, one loses out. Both of you, are you committing that whether you win or lose, you are going to stay the long haul and you will continue to commit to Nido? Or if you don't win, it ends here?
Thank you, Pastor Bashi, for that beautiful question with so much integrity around it. Okay, my dear gentlemen, my dear vibrant gentlemen, can we make a start with Dr. Chibozo?
Yeah, thank you.
Chibozo, sorry.
Thank you. Thank you, moderator. A very good question from my respected friend and brother, Pastor Bashi. Yes, reconciliation must continue. I will reinforce the reconciliation committee, and it will continue. And we will respect them. The reconciliation committee, from what I've seen, they are our elders. They are very respected stakeholders. And as your chairman, I will reinforce them and I will support them, and reconciliation must continue. I've heard us pitch the idea of a joint AGM come November this year. It's a possibility, and we should be looking forward to that. But the reconciliation committee will lead. Then on the On the other point that you mentioned, can you remind me the other? You had two angles of your question, isn't it? One
The
was
second question is, per adventure, one of the definitely it's only 1% that will be elected. What happens?
Yeah.
Per adventure, either of you doesn't win.
Okay, yeah, thank you. I've been a Nido apologist from the beginning. Yeah, you bear me witness to that, and most people bear me witness. I ended as a Nido chairman 2021, and since then I've been a member of Nido. I've attended, believe me, I think I've attended the highest diaspora day. Put me amongst all Nido members in Europe. I've attended the highest diaspora day. That shows commitment. I'm always in July in Nigeria doing my own little bits, sometimes not announcing it, but I've been attending consistently. And that shows commitment. I'm a Nido apologist and I will remain so. Thank you.
Honorable moderator, can we take from a woman, please? I think the men have been.
Dr. Odibo has not answered this question.
Oh, okay. I thought he did first.
But it's my turn to ask question.
No, thank you. No, I've not responded to that question, that was asked by Dr. Abashi. For me, it's just to say, who I am. I mean, Nido or no Nido, I always fight for the interest of Nigerians. And this is what I've always done. Even before I became chairman, I joined Nido 2014. But even before then, I already took my time, 3 weeks off, just to implement this project of 1.4 million from the Swiss, just to support, and in Nigeria with my own money, devoting my own 9,000 Swiss francs, which you call it. So I have always been trying to do for Nido. I don't have to be able to help my fellow Nigerians. So I'm really committed to the cause of Nigerians, to alleviating the cause of Nigerians. This is what I do. And about reconciliation is number one. That's why you find it in my slides. So hold me accountable because I have it there on my slide. It's one of the things I want to do. And that's why I felt that maybe I don't know how with the guy in question, Harold, I don't want to target UK South here. That's why I felt maybe I'm better to be able to talk with those people. But again, you have a reconciliation committee that will work with that. I really want Nido to be united, not fractionalized. It makes no sense. And that's our priority. Thank you so much.
Thank you. So, my honorable timekeeper, you were talking about taking a question from a lady.
Yes, because you had it in sequence.
No, observation, please. There's a question from the chats.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think we should answer. We should the people that are here that have their hands up earlier. I think we should take them first. Then we take the chats last, if you don't mind, sir.
Go ahead. Yeah, go ahead.
Thank you, sir. So, Honorable Bims he had his hands up earlier, but I don't know if he's here now. Then after that, we can take Honorable Vire. I'm going according to how the hands were up earlier. Thank you.
Thank you, aspirants, for chairmanship position. We've listened and I've listened very carefully, and no doubt, I know you two. You've got a pedigree, you've got the capability, and I'm hoping and I'm trusting that the best candidate will win for us to take Nido Europe to the next level. I have just one question. Everything that you have spoken about tonight in terms of future of Nido Europe is around branding. And this is just a simple question to the two of you. What is your media strategy? Your media strategy to rebrand Nido Europe to ensure that we regain our position. I've heard about laudable projects, and I don't want to hear about those again because we know what you can do. But you see, you can do many of these things, and nobody really know about it. Nobody really reckon with it. It's the ability to transform and change the narrative and the story so that the people that matter in the right places can come to us without us going to them, i.e. the federal government of Nigeria. They should be knocking on our door, asking us for help, no other way around, as it is at the moment, where people dancing around the corridor of power just to take photo ops and to take photograph, just to be seen. What is your media strategy to rebrand Nido Europe? Thank you.
Okay, thank you very much, Honorable Beams. And we start with Dr. Johnson Odibo. Can you take that question?
Thank you very much. Media strategy, media strategy, media strategy. You see, before you take your strategy to the media, you must have a strategy first to take to the media. I think we have to follow the steps one after the other. Before you go also to the media, you have to have the charisma that people will love to see before they are attracted to whatever you are presenting or writing or doing. You need to build the trust of people. When we started in Switzerland, as an example, what did we do? We didn't go straight to start, with all this media. We tried to initiate a meeting with the Swiss president. We started with the embassy, just like regular. I think they also do that in the UK, everywhere. I mean, that is known, but it doesn't end there. But when you take it a level higher, and then we started to write to all these organizations, introducing that a NIDO is born in case they have any issue. So the authorities knew us. And when the authorities knew us, they started coming to us. When people, they have deportation issues, they have issues, even people from other countries, Senegal, Gabon, or what have you, they came to us, to say, come and help. And it got so interesting that even we started representing the embassy. You see, some years ago, some group of people will come from Italy or Spain or I don't know where to try to attack the Nigerian embassy. We had to start doing that, doing videos to counter those attacks. Where after investigations, then the Swiss police knew us. And at the time, even the Swiss police started now getting involved, with, okay, how do we address issues, when it comes to arresting foreigners living in Switzerland? Then it we're now getting more important. And I think these are things, that will now, so if you now take all those stories and go to the media to report them, then it makes sense. And also during the corona, we played active role, and all these things that we were doing actually made us gain a lot of acceptance in the media world. So that is just it. First of all, we need to clean up, and then go on. You know, so
Thank
that's
you.
just it. Okay, thank you.
Uh, Sachibozo, in that circumstance, what will you do? What's the media? What are you going
Yeah. Thank you, moderator, and thank you, Honorable James MBA, for asking that question. First of all, we have a media team to start with. We have a media committee. Those are things that we do. The media team and media committee working together with me and with the CEC and with the BOT will have some talking points. There must be talking points. You don't go to the media without talking points, and each and every member of the CEC, the BOT, the media team will have talking points. From these talking points, you won't derail. There will be things that are strategically put in place for the media. And with that, we'll all be singing from the same sheet. Just a little practical thing. Before now, I just decided to verify myself on X. That's a strategic move because by verifying yourself on X, you already show some credibility. And I had to do that because I know the position I'm taking up or I'm applying to you to take on needs that verification. So I've just verified myself on X. These are little things that you might think doesn't count, but it does. And that's what we'll be doing, and little things we'll be doing to make sure that our media team, our media committee produces talking points on every issue so we can all be singing from that same hymn sheet. Thank you.
Thank you very much. It's almost 11 o'clock my time. So we really have to be conscious of our time. So, but I'll take
Nikki.
Let's go for the ladies. Let's go for the
Okay,
ladies
Nikki,
now.
Nick, my hands have been here all the time.
Nikki and Vaire also. So let's take from Vaire and Nikki. So who's closer? Nikki, are you there?
Yes, thank you.
Okay.
Good evening, all.
Good evening.
Thank you, my leaders, in regards to all the provisions given this evening.
But when you're talking about the vision, it's very important. You need to think about the planning, implementing, and also reviewing for all your manifesto, because it's very important that you have to continuously reviewing areas in order to be better, in order to process each important information. What I'm trying to specifically say here is that conflict resolution should have been one of the key that should have been initiated by you two as well, because we are in a distraction right now. In the whole Nido, we're in distraction. Everything is really dislocated, and so we need to get back to ways to make sure that we initiate the right information, so that we can be able to be better constantly. So whether we have projects and process and procedures, and ways in which you guys want to basically do your initiation, the most important is that we have to constantly talk about the conflict resolution. So what are your conflict resolution? Because you need to easily put that in as part of the situations, because without that, you're not going to progress, honestly, because without that areas of that distractions. So can you please tell us about this conflict resolution, your own pathway of, um, making things work properly? Thank you.
Okay. Very. What are your pathway to conflict resolution, according to Nikki? And those questions, that questions for both of you. So let's start with Dr. Johnson Odebo.
Okay. Pathways to conflict resolution. It is simple. You're trying to hear other people out and don't assume that it's just like leading a team. Every team leader will know. I mean, hear the people out and then let them feel heard. Because I think the situation that really leads to conflicts is where people feel their grievances are not being tabled, not taken seriously. And if you give them the opportunity to address or to speak up, and you listen to them without countering them, without trying to even interrogate them because they came up with it, then you are already killing the process. So that is point number one. And then Nikki, I think you mentioned something again. If I just want to add that to it, you were talking about reviews, reviewing process, which is re-engineering. Of course, you always have to do this, in everything that we do. So in conflict resolution, back to that, you always have to hear them out. So the other parties that are having or singing around, chanting around that they are leading the organizations, even when they hold nothing, you have to make them feel like being heard, bring them on the same table. And if you cannot do that, we can see what is happening between Russia and Ukraine today, you know, and
Thank you.
that you cannot get any way out.
Thank you, Dr. Debo. Sachibozo, what will you do to combat conflict resolution or whatever? So sorry about that.
Yeah, thank
Did you
you.
get the question, or you want her to rephrase it?
I beg pardon?
Did you get the question?
Yeah, I did. I did get a question. Thank you very much. And thank you, moderator, for rephrasing. And thank you, Honorable Lady Nikki, for that question. The last thing on my slide was about KPIs. And I think Lady Nikki, first part of her question was to do with that. KPIs, very, very important. We have to evaluate, we have to analyze, we have to streamline, we have to optimize, I have to continuously improve. So thank you for that question. I'm making it clear. Come to conflict resolution. We all work in companies. I'm lucky to be self-employed to own my own law firm. So I'm self-employed. But we employ people and all work with companies. The first thing is to speak to a dissatisfied member. Before you write, pick up a phone call and call the dissatisfied member. After that, what happens? You get some stakeholders involved. If they're still dissatisfied, you flag up the constitution on them. And if they still continue to dissatisfied, maybe the court process for lawyers, they will be happy to go to court. And then we have some litigation. And on what is happening in Nido now, maybe some of these things have happened, and some of these matters are already in court. We might decide to have an ADR, alternative dispute resolution, and bring it out, but that will rest on the reconciliation committee. But for me, conflict resolution is first of all pick up a phone call and speak to the dissatisfied person. And I'll give you a right example. I led Nido UK South for 4 years. We didn't go to court. We had no issues. And people, not that people did not complain, they will have somehow dealt with it internally, except because we're all together. Things are now different because some people have personal interests and they try to do things in their own way and try to circumvent the constitution. But we had a 4 years that was peaceful. So thank you for that question.
Thank you. One more question. I think Byra was online. Byra, are you still there?
Yes, I am.
Okay. Can you ask your question?
Yeah. Thank you very much. So my question is going to be quick. I just wanted to know what your big plan is for a robust website, for Nido Europe. The previously before it, this, it was hijacked. You'll go there and you'll find them saying, "Oh, this is the chairman for Italy," and meanwhile, that it will be the face of the chairman of Ireland that will be there. It was really sad. Like, we had it wasn't telling the Nido story, and now that we have chapters who are doing great programs, great initiatives, I don't think this is being captured. And to just kind of leave that in the hands of maybe the IT officer, I think something needs to be done. And now we should be thinking about having a digitalized secretariat where chapters can go and pay their, validation and stuff like that, a robust way where we can make donations and all of that. Again, we've had so many good memories, so many good stories that hasn't been captured in our website. Most times these days, when you go somewhere, while you're asking for a loan or you're asking for this, or you go to we're talking about the European Union, but while you're even making engagements with someone, they're typing away at your website, and we are going there. What are they seeing? And all of that. So how do you intend to revamp that to really tell the Nido Europe story? One, to show the rebranded Nido, because obviously we're going to be starting from a new website now and all of that. How do you intend to go about this, to take our website to the next level, to a modern, next type digitalized level? Thank you.
Thank you very much, Honorable Byron, for that very important question. And I start with Sir Chibuzo.
Permit me to refer back to my slide. If you can just put it up, please, why I try to address this. We have an EU director, and he said a lot of things that he's going to do. I just want you to refer to a place on my slide and for you to see what I'm always thinking going forward.
Can you share the slides?
No, you had, okay, you don't have
to. No, it's not you. I'm talking to
so one thing you don't know about me is that I multitask. I have a first degree in economics. I have a lawyer, definitely. I have degrees in lawyer. I have a master's degree in computer sciences with distinction. So I'm into IT, I know those things, and I can get things done digitally. So what I wanted to reflect is a project I call the Wikipedia project. Why are we not on Wikipedia? For example, every time you search on Google, one of the first things that pops up is the Wikipedia. So we have the Wikipedia project. You look at the left-hand side, second, just next to the purple, between the purple and the blue, it says Wikipedia project. That's one of the projects we are going to embark on, just to put ourselves out there. And believe me, the costing has been done, the budgeting has been done, how we are going to achieve it has been done. And your name will appear on it. And guess what? You pay to appear on our Wikipedia page. So we'll make money from it as well. So some of these things have already been thought out. We just need to do what? Remember, every other Thursday, we meet, debate it, decide, engage, and we deliver the Wikipedia project, just as we're going to deliver all other projects. And that Wikipedia projects and other digital projects will be delivered through these workshops that will be held every other Thursdays. Thank you.
Thank you very much. To Dr. Dibo. Oh,
Yes, I will also share mine so that okay, maybe Chibuzo will stop sharing first so I can share mine. Sorry, because I like to show you. That will be is among the slides. First of all, Honorable Vire, thank you for the question. Very, very valuable. I think my slide is coming up. Let's see. Can everyone see my slide now? I see. Just tell me when you can see.
no, it's visible now.
It's visible. Thank you very
Yeah.
much. You see, again, we don't just talk. This is an example of the Swiss website. So when Vira is talking, it's a very good question. You can see here I talked about digital transformation before everything was done on paper. Why I put this here, currently the Swiss website today, you are looking for all the database search engines you have in Europe. Indeed, everything they convert, you can check it under info, yeah, under links on the Swiss Nigeria diaspora.ch. We want to do this even better. And what Honorable Vire talked about, we are going to create feeds from all the NIDO chapter websites. That means we will encourage them to have a standard website with a database with feeds. Now, a speaker before, one of the questions that was asked, somebody talked about GDPR. We have to be compliant. You know, we'll have to make sure that every website and any person who registers with NIDO, you know, signs a waiver form. And the waiver allows you that you agree that your data can be used by the central database of NIDO Europe, irrespective of the country. And that is allowed. That takes care of the GDPR aspects. So to have a website is something we have the experience, which I think we can do. We just have to expand on the structure we already know and we have. And there are a lot of IT experts. Even my son is an engineer. They works for the state government. There are a lot of Swiss and also the IT officer who is in NIDO UK North, you know, as well as so many other people who are IT gurus. They can fix this. But before we fix this, please, first priority, we need a bank account. Let's be realistic. But it's a brilliant question. Thank you so much, Honorable Vire. I just wanted to show you all this. And that there are people who get lost. They come to an idle website to go up information or services. If you click on the left side of this website under About Us, go to NIDO website, go to our services. You will see check boxes. If you are looking for babysitter, you are looking for building, you need finance advice, you need real estate, everything is all there. And then for the contact, which is the last on the right, click on the contact, send a mail, whether you are in Moscow, whether you are in Azerbaijan. Oh, I'm stranded. Somebody was coming from Hungary. That email goes to all the executives of NIDO Swiss. Is that not great? That is how we share information and everybody is able to respond immediately. Rapid reaction force. We already have that. So please, thank you very much. We already thank you, Honorable Vire.
Thank you, everyone. Thank you. I still have some hands up at 11 o'clock. Very interesting. Very, very interesting. I have to thank you all for not boring your viewers, your voters, your colleagues. Rather, you've given them so much that they want more. They want to do more. They want to ask more questions. They want to continue to engage you. You know, most of them they like what they're hearing and they want verification. They want authenticity. You see, NIDO is a very blessed organization because if it's a human being and he has taken what he has taken from people in the last few years, it will no longer be in existence. It still baffles me to see the number of people that are so much passionate about Nido and that want to make it succeed. And I believe maybe this is the time, that we're going to, do something new. And we all the things that most of us have worked for, we can now start seeing the results. I thank each and every one of you. More questions? Can you write your questions down?
Well, there are questions on the platform and it's not been answered.
Can you please say it out? I can't see it. I have a question. So, honestly, I have a question, and I see. You know what I don't want to do, in as much as I want us to leave wide ovation is still high, because we started here with 75, and there were a lot of people there, and now it's about 56. So people are dropping.
Yeah.
So if we stay here till 1, people will still be here. But the question is, how many are we? So let us leave the stage. Wide ovation is still high.
Observation. What will happen to the questions that are put there right from beginning? Especially for the 2 chairmen.
Okay, can Honorable Tandika read out the valuable questions from the
Can somebody read it out? I can't see it.
Yeah.
Sorry, ma'am.
I have a very serious question that is not a usual question that we usually ask on
Is
such
that
a...
Honorable Adidi?
Yes, I am. I put a question there and I need answers to it because it's very important.
Can you read your question? Can you please ask the question now? Let's see.
Just,
hear you.
Okay, I have to, because I write it on the platform, let me go to the platform and read it out.
And please, can everyone who has any questions, the contestants are here and they are accessible.
I've got it now.
You can ask them those
question is
questions
to
personally.
Honorable Sir Chipuzo and Honorable Johnson. I've asked this question when we had our interaction in Nido UK South, but I said I will leave it till today. The question is, what will you do for Nido Europe to have a permanent position with NIDCOM to safeguard and represent our interests as diasporas as we give back to humanity in Nigeria?
Honorable Moderator.
Okay. Sir Chibuzo, what will you do?
Okay. What will I do? I'll start by saying the birth of NIDCOM. I was one of the people that attended Nigeria. Let me tell you how NIDCOM started. We've been lobbying for NIDCOM for quite a long time, and it was not coming through. And we went to the National Assembly. God bless Dr. Saraki, who was then the Senate president. We met him at the National Assembly, and he asked us to come back in the next few months because the National Assembly was on recess and that NIDCOM will be granted. And that's, funny enough, that's how Nigeria works. And when we went back, NIDCOM, the bill was passed. And today we have NIDCOM. So I was there in the beginning. I was there on the day it was passed. And we give our Senate President, Dr. Saraki, all the thank you for that. NIDCOM is diaspora with the government. Nido is diaspora with the citizens. So picture it that way. We are not in competition with NIDCOM. They represent the government and we represent the citizen. They get paid by the government. We don't get paid. We do our thing voluntarily. So how do we have that synergy? There's an act that established NIDCOM. That act should be implemented. We need board of directors. We've been lobbying for that. And one day we'll get it. Just the same way we had NIDCOM passed, we'll continue to lobby, and before you know it, we'll get it. How do we lobby? One of the strategy I have, which I'll be implementing in the next few, if I'm being elected and given this job to do, we have a Nigerians in diaspora lobbyist group, which will be made up by stakeholders and top Nigerian diaspora to have a lobby group. We'll have to have a lobby group. If not, some of the projects and ideas we have will not pass through the National Assembly, will not become law, and we may not be able to implement them. But when we have that lobby group created, we'll be lobbying Nigeria, and most of these things will be done. Also, have a Nigerian diaspora technical team. We already have members we are looking at and people we are talking to. So vote for me, make me the CEO of this diaspora company, and most of these things will get done. With the lobbyist group, I think we are going to get there. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much for wrapping up. Dr. Debo, can you take your own opportunity, answer the question and wrap up as well?
Thank you very
Please, sorry, can you say something before you start? Can I? Dr. Debo?
Yes, you can. Sorry.
Yeah, what I want to say is, okay, go ahead, finish up. I'll come back up.
Thank you. Thank you very much for the question, Ladidi. I'm a strategist. This is my profession and what I've done for banks, and the banks can entrust millions on me. I do not give fake promises. I'm not a politician. I'm just a worker. So your question was how Nido can solidify its position with NIDCOM. You see, let me give you the simple analogy, simple way of explaining it. They say in parable in Nigeria, they say a child that washes his hands well or her hands well can sit and eat with kings and queens. We cannot be talking about solidifying position in NIDCOM today with the current state of Nido. We have no respect. Nothing happens. So I think we really have to put our house in order. And this is why I am. So I'm not here to promise you, and this is just the truth. I will just tell you the truth as it is, because Nido should move away by giving you sweet words. I am not a politician. I'm a strategist, and this is what has kept me in the banking world, finance for over 25 years. So again, and I've run companies. So with NIDCOM, we just erase it completely from the dictionary. If I have a project to say step by step, running project the agile way, and then doing little sprints from them, I will maybe prioritize it, maybe middle way, because there are a lot of things we need to get done before we start getting the respect and be talking about NIDCOM board. Otherwise, you go and set up a NIDCOM board now. NIDCOM will be crushed, just the same way NIDO is crushed today. We don't want to do that. Otherwise, we become completely irrelevant. So please, let us take it step by step. This is my approach to running projects, and this is my success strategy that has kept me alive or kept me being very successful in Switzerland. And this is why I need your vote, because I'm not somebody who is going to tell you sweet words, but I'll tell you the way it is and be very practical and be very direct. And this is why I like your vote. I am not a politician. I'm not begging, I'm not here, but you can see sincerely, I just want to work. Otherwise, win or lose, I'm made up already. But I just feel if I'm dead today with all I have in me, will die with me. Nobody can take it. We go in the grave with me. But what would I be doing with all this knowledge, with all this expertise and the contacts I've built over these years, and still I cannot use it for Nido. That's why you need me to run the affairs of Nido Europe.
Thank you very much. Thank you. Wrapping up. Now, one more thing I have to say, I wanted to say then is if you're here and you've been here from the onset and you've not had any opportunity of asking any question and you want to ask question, you can ask that question. That's if you have not had a chance to ask any question, you can ask now. One person. That means you've been here from the beginning till now and you've not asked any question and you are now interested in asking a question. Can you please bring that question forward? If not, we call it a day. Thank you all for being with us. Thank you, Mr. Chairman.
Mr.
Chairman, I wish both of you.
My hand has been up from since this chairman came.
Please, I know you've answered question before, Ben. Don't worry. Put it on.
To the.
Okay, please, can I say something before we round up, in case you
Yes,
want to round
this
up?
chairman, go ahead.
What was it? Okay, was our last thing, our closing? Okay, that's fine. We accept that.
Okay. Thank you very, very much. And I think we are blessed. We have very brilliant candidates. We really hope God will give you the wisdom and the strength to be able to carry on with your plans. Thank you all. I want to remind the chapter chairs that it will be unfortunate that we are here today to listen to this our brilliant and committed members coming out to present themselves, but election day, we will not be able to vote. So I'm appealing to the chapter chairs, please, you know the conditions, we have discussed it at the BOT level. Ensure that you remit whatever you are going to remit through the TC Financial Secretary, the bank account that has been issued to you, forwarded to you all, please do so. Those who have paid last November and they want to send the proof, also do so. And don't forget to update your membership list with their email addresses, which the EC needs, and they need it as soon as possible so that they'll be able to input the data before the day of the elections. Please cooperate with us so that we can have a very successful election. Thank you, and thank you all for being here, and thank you for your support and your commitment. God bless you all. That is from us on behalf of the TC. Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Bye, everyone.
Committee.
Yeah.
My chairman, I bring my chairman in for the closing remarks.
Yeah, Honorable Transition Committee, Alhaji Abdullahi, my Honorable chapter chairs, and my distinguished